Hello everyone, this is the next tutorial from Serena, and today we're going to make a very interesting connector and bracelet in very interesting technique I called here and there. So it's very interesting and very lovely technique. So as you see, the nice little pendant from the three segments. So this segment is double framed and winded. So this little end is hidden in the back side of the pendant. So this is a simple kind of winding 2x2, and the 3 loops here I made to decorate it, so it's not necessary to do them. So let's see the bracelet. So it looks absolutely different, but actually it's absolutely the same thing. Very beautiful preneat bracelet made of big beads, 1 centimeter, and tiny 2 millimeter beads. So as you see, it's also double framed segments, so little loops here, and as you see, the result is really charming. Big flexible bracelet. So let's do something similar. Let's start with the connector, something more simple. So let's take a bead, also 1 centimeter shell pearl bead, and we'll leave a long end here just to make sure it will be enough wire to finish the project. So let's start. So we put this end from the left to the right, from your side I mean, and now just press a little bit here or use the pliers to make a lovely curl with the correct shape, and we finish here. So we make a frame, and another end we're turning from to the opposite side. So there we are. So you see the double frame here. So don't push the wire too tight to the bead. We need a little space just to make a winding. To make a winding comfortable, we need a little space between wires and between wire and the bead as well. So very simple. Now we make a little curl on the top of the bead with the long wire end. As you see, it's look like that in the end. So this curl is not really necessary, just I'm making it for a little decoration, just for interest. So just press tightly, because this curl must touch the bead and must not, ouch, yeah, it must be tightly pressed to the bead like that. And what we're going to do with the other end of the wire, by the way, our wire is 07 copper wire. It's not that soft, that's why my job is a little bit hard. So as you see, the other end is on opposite side, and we have double frame here. So please memorize this project, because when we're gonna do a bracelet, the wire will be much longer, so I won't be able to show you so closely all the work. But principle is the same. So you see the little curl here, as I made with the pendant, so I hide it from the opposite side. But now I want to do a connector, so just I make a loop and turn the wire end to the opposite side of the wire, and just a little loop. Just a second, that's how it looked like. I can make another curl on the opposite side, so I could make a 1 bead connector, but I will make a 2 bead connectors now. So just I'm straightening the wire as it looks here. So it's double frame here and one side frame on the second and third segment. So there we are. So just take another bead. I'm using the same size shell pearl bead with a different color. Make sure that your bead came through the thick wire. Don't take thicker wire than 0.7. It will be too hard to work on bracelet, really. It's a big tension on your thumbs, and in the end your hands are so tired if you make a big bracelet like I showed you in the beginning. So it's 10 segments, so it's a damn hard work. So now when turning the wire, making the loop around the bead, so it doesn't matter which side you're turning it. I'm making the little loop on the top. Just give me a second, I will show you. So just like that. And now I cut the wire and make a little loop just for fixation of connector. So just fixing it. So there we are. So that's what we're gonna do, is just to make a winding around the double frame in the end of the connector. So it's very easy. It's 2x2, already shown you how to do that. So there we are. I'm not going to stop here about the winding. Just I will do it a bit later, and now I'm going to show you the bracelet and the process of bracelet making. Just I will start with 3 segments. You know why? Because the wire for 10 segments must be around 1.5 meters. So it's not possible for me to show you the process in front of the camera. It's not enough space here, so that's why I will take a shorter wire and make just the 3 segments, just to show you the process. So for the bracelets, you need a 0.7 copper wire, 1.5 meters. Just take properly, just make sure that will be enough for you. For 1 centimeter beads in the center, and around 5-6 meters of thin wire, 0.4 millimeter. So now I put the bead in the center of my long wire. Why in the center I start? Because 2 ends would be around 70 centimeters. Otherwise, if you start from one end, you will have a long end around more than a meter, which is very hard to work. So the start is the same. One wire goes from the left, other to the right, creating the frame. Now the long wire, it's very difficult for me to show all the process, excuse me, but sometimes I will have to remove my hands up. So let's make one of these. Just turning it around and making 2 loops on the 2 sides of the bead. You can just miss the stage and not making those loops if you don't want. So that's how it looks. And now we're turning the wire, turning it back to the part we started. So I'm making double frame, And now we have to fix it. So both ends we are putting underneath the ready frame. It's hard for me to show because of the long ends of the wire. Just trying to explain you. Actually, when you start doing that, you will understand straight away what I mean. So one end I'm putting underneath the frame and just thread the wire. This is very difficult to do, and actually while you work all the wires would be seriously damaged. So don't pay attention at this. In the end of the work we'll thread all the wires and cover all of them with a thin 4mm wire, so if you scratch it somehow, so don't worry about it. Okay, great job. So we fixed both ends of the bead, and this is the center, and as you see here it was only one frame and we will have all double frame segments. So let me take another bead. Just remember, if you started from the center, if you have centered bracelet, so all the beads from both sides must have a symmetrical position, so the mirror symmetry. So next bead is coming. Just a second, it's rather hard to put the wire inside. So now very important moment. So here must be a space between the bead and another bead, so please memorize this space. So it must be around 3.5 segments of length. It's around 3.5 of ready segment. The length is like this distance. So I don't have a ruler now, unfortunately. So use please the ruler. No exact length, just remember it. For example, 4 centimeters. And if it works, so now we will be satisfied with the length when we finish. Just memorize this, memorize it, and use all the segments. For example, 4 centimeters or 5. It depends on the size of your bead as well. So I got it. I just guessed. So I'm lucky. And that's how it must look like. I don't have a ruler, unfortunately. I have nothing to memorize, so just I will using my eyes, trying to make the same distance on the opposite side when I will make the next segment. Okay, so next stage is the same. So I'm making the little loop and double frame. It's hard for me to show right now. If you don't understand what I'm doing, please look the first part of this video. Actually, it's absolutely the same. So the only difference is the fixation. The fixation of the end. So just I put it underneath the frame again. Just stretch the wire. It's very difficult. Please do it as slow as you can. In my video I'm trying to do everything very fast, just to economize your time, but while you're doing that, please do everything slowly and push the wire by your fingers at the same time you're pulling it, so please be careful. Somehow, anyway, whatever you do, it will be really damaged, like mine. Now it looks very ugly, but don't worry about it. The result will please you, I'm absolutely sure. So a little bit corrected my segments, so let's wait for the focus of the camera. So now you see how it looks like. And I'm fixing the other end of the wire. Pulling it down. Just a second, please. It's really hard to do. Just I need to pull it with all my strength. Sometimes make difficult to show. So let me show you closer. So that's what I did. I made a loop and put the wire through the inside of the frame, sometimes underneath the frame and sometimes between the frames. It depends on each segment, goes in a different way. This bracelet must not be absolutely 100% absolutely the same segments. A little bit difference is normal, so don't worry about that. Just work on the wire, and as the wire goes, just try different variations and find the most handy one. So just I straight the wire and press a little bit just to fix the ends, and my wires come shorter, so it will be easier for me to show you the next segment a bit closer. Great. Okay, just a little bit correcting the shapes of the frames. That's how it looks like. It doesn't look really nice like on the photo, innit? So now let's work on the opposite side, and remember that it must be mirror symmetry. Just put it here, and if look carefully at the opposite segment. In my way it's bluish one. Look at the wires in which way they were going to. So I will pull my one like this. It means that the bluish bead was turned to the opposite side. So my one goes from the left to the right. So it means that the bluish one was going from the right to the left. So because my greenish bead is the center. You may make a bracelet without center. It's up to you. It's also okay. So just let me, yeah, there we are. So let's turn over the bead, creating the frame, turning around, and I am again guessed the length of the wire very well. So I'm making the loop around the bead and creating the tiny loop again, and turning the wire up till the two beads will meet together like this. Yes, so you see that the wires have symmetry from both sides. So now taking the opposite side and turning it around. So I'll make only 3 segments to show you. You know, each segment is different. Whatever you want, and you're trying to do the same thing, but it's not working. Especially when you're fixing the ends and connecting all segments together, it never looks the same. So you see, when I put the wire underneath 2 wires, I mean the frame itself, it's not looking nice. So just I will remake it now and put the wire between wires inside the frame. So you never know, you will decide in the process of your work. So slight difference is it's okay, so don't worry about. Just try to keep on the same space between two wires in each segment. And please keep this space, because it will be really difficult to work on winding, and it looks much nicer and bigger as well. So there we are. You see, just I put it inside between the two wires. Okay, so just I'm pulling it down. It's really difficult, it's hard. I just put all my strength in my finger. And also my wire is not that soft, so maybe that's why it's so hard to do. By the way, just to make a wire softer, just you need to put it in the fire. But my shell is covered, it's plated, so after all you're heating the wire, it's changing color, so after all you have to put it in exit, and I'm afraid that my beads will be spoiled. I mean the cover of my beads. So just let me remake this end. I made the frame and just fixing the end by putting it through the frame again and correcting a bit the frame. After you make each segment, please correct the frames and try to keep the distance between wires. Just make them similar, so the size of your segments will be the same each time, and the bracelet will look neat and accurate. So there we are. I need to finish my work, and coming to the decoration, the easiest work, because my fingers are already tired. I was working 2 evenings on this green bracelet, and I was not doing anything else actually, and was really tired about this project. So that's how it looks like. Don't pay attention and the ugliest look it has. Just a little bit straighten them. Don't mind about scratchings. We'll hide it all in the end. So I'm fixing properly everything, and now I'm gonna show you the results. So there we are. So let's keep on going with the decorations. So now let's take a thin wire around 0.4 millimeters. That's my favorite thickness of the wire, and just move like a wave from the left to the right, and like that. Just keep on winding and start from the one side. I start next to the bluish bead and make a few loops here just to fix the wire. So now I have a small jewelry, and it's easy for me to show you the process. So few loops I make. So I do it 2 loops over both wires and 2 loops over one wire. I'll have to press them together in the end. Using my pliers. Just I will make a few of them and I will show you the result. So if you've never seen this kind of winding before, you can have a look at my video with it's actually not in English but have subtitles, so you can read and look more closer and with all details about. Just have a link and just look at the video about 2 styles of winding. Alright, so we keep on going. After each segment we are changing the destination, so I prefer to move from up to down by each segment. You see, like that. It looks like I didn't I haven't pressed them together yet, so I will move like that, like a wave from up to down. So I finished one segment and now look how I move to the other one. Just I take the wire and put it underneath the loop. So I hide the wire and put it down under the frame, and at the same time I'm fixing segments together. So this simple fixation makes the bracelet strong and fixed. By the way, they are unbreakable. Actually, I'm wearing one of them and no complaints. Absolutely very comfortable, fits well, and they're not stretchy, fixing the form very well. So I like this design in wearing, and it looks fashionable, very good looking design. So I keep on going the same winding in the opposite side next segment. Actually you can make a winding on each side. It's up to you, it's your choice, but I already tried many styles in this shape, and this one is the best. So okay, I finished the work. I could leave it like this, or I can keep on going, and I'm looping the frame around with my thin wire, and adding the crystals or small beads as you want. I have 4mm Bikonosis, glass Bikonosis Swarovski. So let's make 4 loops. And my brand bracelet, I had 4 beads each segment, but it was a 2mm small ones, tiny. These ones are 4 millimeters, so just it will have 3 beconuses each segment, like that. So I don't think so I need to show you this process. It's very simple, and this is nothing to explain. Just you are looping the wire around and add the crystal after each after each 4 loops. So that's how it looks like. I'm really sorry that I did only 3 segments, but unfortunately I could not take such a long wire on my table. Just not possible to show you the process because of my poor camera would be broken by the long wires. Or maybe I can use it like a connector or something, because I really like the result in the color combinations. Absolutely crazy combination, but I really like it. So just a second, because I just putting it down, and the pullets, and looping around. Great. So that's how it goes. So I have to add one more, and I finish my segment. So, and I will move to the other opposite side segment in the same way as I shown you before. So actually it takes hours if you want the whole bracelet to do in this technique. But if you do it and patinate it and polish it, you will be really glad with the result. And no one would believe that this is so simple to do. There is no special secret or something. Just a strong fingers, I think. So, and also take as long wires, I mean thin wire, as long as you can. The third one comes. Okay, so just a few loops more, and we are moving to the opposite side. Great. Pull it down and hide the wire. Just try to make it accurate and not really visible, those fixations, I mean. So that's how it looks like. I could imagine if I made a big bracelet with different color of shape shell beads. Oh, it would be a really beautiful masterpiece, really. So let's keep on moving. And now we turn to the opposite side finally. And keep on moving to the end of the project up till we finish. So I finished now. You see what I have. Very nice. I need to correct the shape by my pliers because it's not enough complete yet. So that's what the kind of bracelet it could be. Really beautiful. Maybe I would use it as connector and just add the chain or something at the both ends. Just I don't want to throw it. I like it. Just use your pliers. If you have the silicone covers on your pliers, it would be good to not damage the surface. Now straight the winding parts, and we are ready. Very beautiful one. As you see, nothing difficult and very impressive results. Okay guys, that was Serena and my new tutorial about the wire wrapping. Enjoy your jewelry and create new designs. See you later on. Goodbye.